Welcome to Big Ideas, Little Table, where the ideas are big and the table is little. I'm Peter.
I'm Chris.
And today, we have no ideas for you. We have absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to freewheel it.
Free Willy it?
Freewheel. Like the wheel is free.
Oh, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an
Free
endless
Willy, that's going to be the next episode.
I'm going to bring Michael Jackson back for that one.
Free Willy.
So,
do you remember Free Willy?
I do, and the funny thing about it is somebody wrote a thing saying, in Free Willy, they were talking about freeing a whale from captivity while using a captive whale to film the movie. Like, this is the horrible...
Is that the pot calling the kettle black, I believe? Is
black
the
and white,
expression,
like an orca.
Those things always get me. Like, really, that's what we're doing. I have a particular qualm about this. I just tried to wash my car in our complex.
I like how we segued from Free Willy to car washing. Carry on, please.
No more Willy. He's free. He's all done. Which, by the way, they freed him. They made a second one, right? But wouldn't the second one be he died in the wild because captive whales can't survive? That's the thing I never understood is like, and as humans, we do this all the time. We just get so amped up. We're like, yeah, he needs to be free. And then we do it and we're like, yeah, we didn't think that through. I think that happened with actual Shamu, like the OG that they freed. You'll have to get my source is Wikipedia, so you'll have to get me back up on this. But I'm pretty sure that happened, that he died somewhere in the wild. So I'm just saying, sometimes let's think before we make these big decisions. Like, this is like a life altering for that whale. Like, let's just think things through. It's like throwing me into an NBA game. Like, it wouldn't be pretty. No one wants to see that.
Do you play basketball?
Do I play? Once every 3 months.
Did you ever read the article that they put years and years and years ago? I think it was in the 80s that a whale washed up on a beach in like Oregon or Washington, and they tried to blow it up.
Who's they? I want to know who they are.
Well, it washed up on the beach and it was dead. And then they were like, well, what are we going to do? And they like tried to push it and nobody could push it because it's a whale. And then they were like, let's get a backhoe and see if we can like dig a trench. And like nothing was working. And so then some like civil engineers like, I got it. Bombs. We'll just fill it full of dynamite.
Dynamite.
And so like it was used, and I forget, I read it in like college or something, as like, think everything through, because this guy's just like, yeah, we're already like blowing out a quarry over here. Just grab a bunch of dynamite, fill it up, we'll vaporize this bad boy. Nobody's gonna worry about it. They film it like a whole thing. I swear to God, look this up. Exploding whale. It's not even a joke. This guy like just puts like, that's cool. We're gonna put half a ton of dynamite or some ridiculously huge amount of explosives into this dead rotting whale carcass. So then they're like, okay, and like people came out and they're all excited, like, yay, we're gonna watch this firework. This dude blows it up. Blubber rains down over the entire city, destroying property, like smashing cars, like whale bones and like rotting flesh. The entire town smelled like rotting whale carcass for like months, and it was just like, why did anybody let this one dude do this thing? It was like, this is the stupidest thing. Look it up. Great story.
That's amazing. I've never heard of that. That's a perfect highlight, actually. I wonder what he did afterwards. Do you think he was just like, well, I goofed. Well, see you later, guys.
Good luck, everybody. I'm going to go back to the quarry.
He's like, I'm actually not a civil engineer at all.
He just vanishes into the crowd. Where did the guy go?
People are so caught up with blaming other people, too. How does that even solve anything? Like, it was his fault. Like, well, it doesn't matter. There's whale carcass everywhere.
Flaming whale blubber just landed on the supermarket.
Oh man, think things through. That's a huge topic. just think it through. And I feel like every article I see on the news, that should be the main headline. Is like, we were going to do this. People are outraged because of this. And then we thought it through and we came to a logical, reasonable, emotional conclusion. I don't know if logical or emotional, but in this stance, I imagine that logic, like, protracted the emotions, like, you know, is very well thought out. That would be awesome. Can you imagine how good of a world we would be in?
Be like, what did we learn?
Like, well, you know, I was gonna go beat up that person that wronged me and flipped me off, and shoot up his car. But then I thought that's not a good idea.
Well, that happened recently. Wasn't there a guy who got shot and killed over like
Yes.
road rage? Like, you cut me off. That means you deserve to die. Like,
Isn't that crazy? Like, it blows my mind, and I've stopped doing this to people, cutting them off. No,
Oh.
I still do that. No,
just kidding.
I'm a super grandpa driver. That shouldn't be a surprise.
Sure.
But I am the nicest driver. Like, I will, and this is what I advocate to everyone. I give people the hand. I no middle fingers. I give people, you know what I'm talking about? Just if I cut someone up, and I never do it on purpose, but sometimes it happens. I'm not thinking, I'm not looking. You know, they give a little honk, beep, beep, hey, shake their fist at me. Sorry. Like, really, I'm a very apologetic driver.
Somebody said that they should invent a secondary horn. That's like a, oh my bad horn. Like if we could all agree on like this other noise, if that noise comes out of your car, it's like, oh, sorry. Like the horn, just because it's become so like, F you, buddy, you messed up, or get out of my way, or whatever. That's an angry sound. If we could make it like a wah wah, like, oh, sorry, sad trombone, some other noise that would like, whoop, be like, my bad. Sorry, I'm the idiot here.
I'm all for that. That's a brilliant idea, actually. What would you call it?
Just a second. The I'm sorry horn. I don't know. Like the
Sorn? The Sorn?
sounds like the Disneyland soaring over California.
Sorn? Sorn over. It is a very peaceful thing.
Sure.
That would be. What would it sound like?
I don't. Well, I don't think it would be the sad trombone. That's too cliche. That's too on the nose.
You know what's awesome? In my car, I have the ability to change the horn, and it's awesome.
Oh, because the
Yeah, and
you're
I
flexing on me with the Tesla.
yeah,
That's
I didn't
fine.
say it. I didn't say it.
That's
You
your-
said it. I did not say it.
Just a flex back.
So
and
anyway, I don't have to pay for any gas. It's
Okay,
great.
all right, that's enough.
No, but it's awesome because I could change the horn, and of course, naturally, the best one, which I think everyone should have. I tap the horn, and it goes beep, and then it goes. I always think twice before pushing the horn because I'm like, ooh, they really have to earn this. And then at the end, I feel like you can't be too mad at someone when La Cucaracha is playing. like, oh, they did it.
All
That's
right,
hilarious.
we'll let it go.
But that would be great. Just, oh, wait, sorry.
So La Cucaracha's your answer to the question. It should be the I'm sorry horn.
I don't know. I mean, I love that as a horn for like, hey, watch out, because it's kind of like fun loving. But I think the I'm sorry one, I think it'd be awesome if it just played, that song? I think it was big like 10 years ago. Like, it's too late to apologize.
One Republic?
Yeah. Is that who sings it?
Yeah.
Sure. That would just play. It would just come on and play because literally it is too late for me to apologize.
This is me trying.
I
but
just
it's too
throw
late.
up the hand and we're good. And it's funny how people react in those situations. It's always the same thing. It's either that, sorry, or like people are livid. Like what? Like it's such a polarizing thing. Either you're super apologetic or you're like the most angry person in the
I'm
world.
going to kill you. I'm going to kill you with my bare hands and just tear you in half. Yeah.
I've never interviewed someone, but I would love to see an interview of just what people were. I mean, I assume they're like, oh, I wasn't thinking, blah, blah, blah. But they had to have some thought, right? They had to. Is this like straw that broke the camel's back? Like everything was just going to hell in their life. And they're like, if one more person flips me off, I'm just going to.
Somebody turns in front of me without using a turn signal, I am going to lose it.
Because, I mean, people can be so mean too. You ever know this guy? You're just in your lane. There's traffic. You're going along. And someone just decides that they want to cut in. Like they're just cutting in, right? Mm-hmm. And there's always this guy that's like, no, you aren't. This is my
The
lane.
hell you are.
And so they get right up next to the person and they're just playing chicken. So this guy's coming in and this guy's right up on, and they're like, they do this weird stare too, like grit teeth. Like I'm not looking the other way. I'm staring you down this hole. I'm just like, are we doing this? This is the thing. It's 2022.
I always feel that the person who's like, you're not coming in, won't look at the other driver. Like, I refuse to admit that you're even a person. Like, I'm going to continue to stare dead on like, no one's coming in this lane. No one.
That's even worse. At least be a man about
No,
it.
no.
Like if that was me, make eye contact and we're doing this. Yeah, we're making this happen.
You're not coming in here.
And what do you do? Do you like, if you're going to back down, like sweat is dripping down, you're like, oh, I can't do it. The pressure's too much. You give in, you just look over like, oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Like,
Well, I'm so sorry.
I haven't been trying to cut you off for the last minute.
La cucaracha.
Yeah, I don't know what goes through these people's heads, but just if they were to think, if they actually just stopped and thought, what if I was just logical? What would be the most logical thing to do? You know, maybe I should be courteous and let this person in. Hey, yeah, go ahead. Like, so much of a better outcome, right? You feel good, they feel good, everybody wins.
Sure. I think the idea is like, if somebody is driving and they drive in a way that is inconvenient or rude for everyone around them, you feel like you don't want to reward that poor behavior, but in so doing, you are now demonstrating your own poor behavior. It's like, you're not going to be an asshole unless I get to be an asshole too. Like,
there's only one jerk on this road, and that's me.
So you think you want to take this from me? Step up, Chief.
I gotta feel bad too, because look, if that's your one thing that you're hanging on to in life, I almost want you to have it. I almost want to like play it up to like.
So if you're the one cutting in, you're like, Jesus, look at. Okay, I'm sorry. You know what? Oh, never mind. I don't want to come in this lane.
Like, you are the biggest jerk. You know, you take the title, whip out a belt. There you go. There's your jerk belt.
Can you keep like little tossable like fridge magnets that'll stick to the side of the car? Like, ting, you're the biggest jerk. That's an idea.
I've actually always wanted to have something that my car spit out, like a la James Bond style.
Sure.
It would just spit out at people. It was very benign, but very inconvenient.
Like orange juice. You can still see through orange juice, but your car's going to be sticky.
That's perfect. Milk.
Like, what? Now I got to wash the car. It's not really affecting the car, but come on.
Yeah, like, it's not going to hurt the paint. It's not going to hurt anything in the long run. It'll definitely wash off easily. It's just super inconvenient. That would be awesome.
What's the stuff that they use to like the window paint for like car sales that usually wipes off? That like that special kind of
It's a lie though. It does not easily wipe off. And you know why? I have a story about this.
Please.
It 100% does not wipe off if you let it sit. If you write and then we all had a good laugh, let's wipe it off. That's fine. But if you write and let it sit for, I don't know, the length of a honeymoon, it will not come off.
How long was your honeymoon?
What was that?
How long was your honeymoon?
It was a week. So we got married, went to San Francisco, spent about a week there, and then had another reception in Wyoming.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know, for the Midwestern folks.
Sure. A lot of ranch there.
Yeah, a lot of nothing. No, they don't have a whole lot of that.
Oh.
It just ranches. Just a lot of ranches.
Oh.
They don't have, like, where we went, there's no Walmart, there's no Target. There's a Brolum's. Do you know Brolum's?
I don't even.
No, of course you don't.
I'm from here.
Yeah. You should go, because the first time I went, it felt like I went to Mars, and then I drove like 30 miles into Mars, and then that's where I ended up. I was like, what the heck? Where am I? There was like nothing I knew. Like I said, there was a Brolum's. There's like an Ace Hardware was where people go to shop for wedding gifts.
I know. Okay.
I swear to you, they.
I know Ace, but I didn't know you could get wedding.
That's where they all get their wedding gifts, at Ace Hardware.
Okay, it's very functional.
And I'm not bagging on it. It's a different type of living. It's totally acceptable. Some people love that. Some people love the city. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying, for me, it was shocking. Living in a city my whole life, I got there, it blew my mind. Houses are miles apart.
That's cool.
There's one highway in and out. Anyway, we spent a week. Obviously, for my wedding, my car got a little tagged up with male genitalia, you know, a few choice words of the sexual nature.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
Parked my car. You know, I was very excited. My honeymoon. And we didn't come back for a week. When I came back, there was a little paint. You know, I went to the gas station real fast to wash it off.
Sure.
I did the best I could, but there was still some paint on there. Maybe just a few of the, you know, the underlyings of the genitals.
Outlines of testicles.
Yeah, so like if you looked hard, you probably knew what it was, but you had to know what you were looking for.
Is that a W? Oh no, those are balls.
No,
okay.
Little hair on there, yeah. And it did not come off. Until I sold that truck, I swear to you, there is still little bits of paint on there.
Little bits of balls on
little
there.
Little bits of. Now I didn't tell the person I sold it to that they were balls. I was like, that's Gonzo. Yeah, I love the Muppets. It's awesome.
Big fan.
Another true story. Since we're on Gonzo.
Are we on Gonzo? Okay, Karen.
We were in high school, and we were into basketball. So my friend, he would bring a basketball. and we love basketball. He'd bring his basketball to class, and my other friend, we would always tease each other. We would just mess around in this class, and we would like throw stuff at one another, and like just get each other. We would try and get the other person to make a loud noise, because if they like moved real fast or made a loud noise, the teacher would get them in trouble. You know, so that was the whole point. We were trying to get each other in trouble.
Absolutely.
Well, one day, my friend, we were messing with him. He brought his basketball. My other friend took it. We stole it. We took it. We were like having a good time with him. We spray each other with like water bottles we found. Of course. So we're going to get him back. And my friend, he drew a big phallus on there, complete with balls of the testicular nature.
Sure. Perfect.
He drew that big, huge on the basketball, right? We were cracking up. You know, we're high school students. We're just like, oh, this is so funny. Like, oh.
You have a dong ball now.
So we finally showed him where we're like, this is hilarious. And he's like, dude, that's my dad's ball. And I felt so bad. I was like, oh my, don't worry. We can fix this. So I was like, how are we going to fix this, man? And my friend was like, don't worry. We can do this. I gave it to him. He does a few little drawings, right? He's like, all right, I fixed it. We're all good. I was like, let me see. I can't remember if it was the friend that drew the penis that fixed it, or if it was the friend that we took the ball from, but someone fixed it. Ended up being Gonzo, and it was actually a striking resemblance to So at least when he gave the ball back.
Dad, I decided to draw Gonzo on here because I was inspired by the Muppets.
And then history class, and I just, I couldn't help but think of the history of Gonzo, so I drew it on the basketball.
Jim Henson was a visionary of sorts when he created the Muppets. He's always been an inspiration of mine. Dad, I thought I could share that with you in this drawing.
I wouldn't be able to play basketball with that ball afterwards. I'm not putting my hand on that.
You touched the penis. Can we talk about how mature high school boys are?
Very mature, especially the ones that were hanging out with me. You know, we were of the highest caliber of maturity.
So great.
I mean, we're not even talking about high school boys. We're the ones talking about that as a grown man.
Because we're still excited about it. That's fantastic.
I think it's still funny. It's like 20 years later. I still crack up about it.
Gonzo ball.
Oh my God, so silly.
Fantastic. My father-in-law has so many stories. I mean, this is just showing that generationally, high school males were just idiots.
My wife always says, and she got it from somewhere, she always says, what is it? 1 boy, 1 brain, 2 boys, half a brain, 3 boys, third of a brain. You see where this is going?
Yes.
The more boys, the less of a brain that we have, and it is so true.
His whole thing he would always joke about is if any time somebody was like, oh, my parents aren't home, let's like come over and hang out or whatever. He goes, you would always have to be careful if you do that, because everybody would come over, and then the point of coming to that person's house was to try and eat everything in the house so they're like, come on guys, my parents are coming over. Just like, I'm just eating a loaf of bread, like something that you wouldn't even want to eat, but they would just eat like all of the food because it's like that way that their parents come and they're like, what? You ate a jar of mayonnaise and then a half pound of turkey and like, what? Why did you do that? Like, well, you're just missing random like staples of the kitchen because that's how much of a like, like the parents are gonna get home and be like, "What is wrong with you?"
It's so funny to me. I'm just thinking, the kid getting home like, "Oh man, did we get Kevin's parents? What did you do?" So check it. I took all his apple cider vinegar and I just drank it. And I topped it off with some frozen broccoli.
Yeah, you see random stuff. Parents get home just like completely baffled at the missing ingredients. Like, so you took all of the Collins mix and drank all that, plus the ranch dressing and the I don't know, apple cider vinegar. Just like what?
You know, nowadays that would be so much worse because groceries are so expensive now. Back in the day when they were cheap, it's like, you kids are a hoot. Now I would be pissed. I'd be like, oh no. They didn't get the Fairlife milk, did they? Did they get the Fairlife?
Please tell me they didn't.
That is $5 a bottle, man. Man, Fairlife, just down the tube, just like that. Oh, what else is gone? Oh, the meat, of course. Yeah, the meat. The one thing that's like 50% higher.
We need that protein. We're not going to make it through this week.
Well, I'm sorry, everybody. We're just having bread and peanut butter.
I hope you guys like bananas because that's all we have.
Speaking of bananas, I learned something about bananas on my trip. One trip to San Francisco.
So educational.
Me and my wife and a banana. No, just kidding.
I love where this is going.
Name of my next video.
Me, my wife, and a banana.
Yeah. Someone was watching from the corner and...
Another t-shirt idea. Just saying.
That's hilarious. So we're going to San Francisco. We stop at this gas station. It was just your regular AM, PM, Arco. Nothing fancy about it. I want a banana. You know, because you're on a road trip. You want something healthy. I've been eating like beef jerky and peanut butter M&Ms this whole time.
And just chugging apple cider vinegar.
Chugging apple cider vinegar with a cider ranch.
Reckless abandon.
It was great. Great to be young. And I decided I want a banana because as an unhealthy person, what you naturally do, everyone does this. I don't care who you are, you do this. Like, okay, so I ate a bag of chips with a McDonald's hamburger and I downed it with a side of soda. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to eat one banana. Just the one banana is going to right all those wrongs.
Let's get this ship turned around. We got this.
And at the end of the day, we always are like, oh yeah, I did pretty good today. I had that one banana.
I ate a banana. So it's a superfood. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. It cleanses. It's science. You know, it's just, big words and microbes, the things.
You're like, whoa. I ate an avocado. Okay. I'm pretty much,
I'm good for the week.
Nut.
And so I get a banana. It's a green banana, but I like green bananas. They're, man, I can't even say what I'm thinking without it being
a little firmer.
Yes.
You like it nice and firm.
I like
banana?
it. I like it more firm. I don't like when it gets all soft.
In your mouth.
Don't even get me started when it's brown. And so,
racist.
I'm talking about literal bananas.
Okay, carry on. Sorry, I got firm in your mouth, brown. Never mind. Carry on.
Going a completely different way. So I get this green banana. I open it up. I can't. And I'm like, okay, no problem. There's a trick where, everyone wants to open it from the stem. No, wrong. You don't open it from the stem. You open it from the butt.
Mm-hmm.
Open the butt. It's so much easier. I don't know who taught this opening from the stem idea. It's terrible. Never works. Open from the butt. Works every time.
Mm-hmm.
I try and open. I just can't. I physically can't open this banana. So I bust out my knife. I cut this bad boy open. There's no banana to eat in there. It's like the fruit had morphed with the peel. It was all one. So I'm like trying to get the peel, but the peel is just the banana. Have you ever seen this?
No.
It was the first and only time I've ever seen this happen. I felt like I had discovered like some unnatural being. It was literally picture all peel all the way through.
How green was this banana?
It was just regular green. It wasn't. It wasn't like it came straight from the tropics or something. Like it was just regular green. And there was nothing edible on this banana. Believe me, I tried.
Neon green banana. I don't believe you.
So it's a thing. I challenge you to try one of these bananas because they cannot be eaten.
I don't want to try this banana.
Try my banana. Okay? I'm telling you, you'll like it.
Oh my God. It's so firm.
So anyway, to wrap things up, before you do.
Please wrap this up.
Always wrap it before you eat the banana. Sometimes they may let you unwrap it.
We're talking about bananas, penises on windows, penises on basketballs. Gone. I can't even.
Think before you do stuff is the moral of the story. Always think before you do stuff because your life will be so much better.
And Gonzo is a good substitute for a penis.
Take it easy, guys.